Hello everyone, I'm Lushan from Tom's Premier Estate Agents and we are here to do another entry condition report. This is a brand new property. This is the first time I actually joined with Jessica to do a brand new property entry condition report. So follow us guys, and Jessica, you want to say anything to the viewers?
I'll take them inside and then I'll explain it.
Not a problem. Alright, let's go guys, let's go. It looks like a very beautiful property to me.
So it's a brand new property. So what I'll quickly explain, we'll come through into
Alright,
master
let's go. Master bedroom.
master bedroom. So brand new properties, sometimes before everything is handed over to a tenant, you're going to have things on the window, advertising and stuff like that. That's okay, easy to remove. Difference between doing a brand new property entry report and a previously lived in one is there shouldn't really be any marks or damages in the property of a brand new one. So in a property that's been lived in, we're going to be making notes of all little marks and stuff on all walls, general wear and tear. However, you must be careful in brand new properties because sometimes things aren't 100% perfect.
Nothing's 100%.
No. We are lucky in new properties though, sometimes we'll get given a little clue. So when the owner is given the keys of the property, they're supposed to go through and they get given blue tape and they're supposed to put it on the walls or windows or anything like that where they see any imperfections. So sometimes we get left a little clue when things aren't right. So if you follow me into the walk-in room, and if we focus the camera down to the ground here, you'll see that there is 2 lots of blue tape. Now there's no like major damages or anything, but what you can see is just it hasn't been pushed under the skirting board correctly, which means it can be lifted up easily. So that's something we take a note of, so that we know that when the tenant moves in, this will potentially be fixed, which means I will have to come back and take another photo if it's fixed before a tenant moves in. Now, in the same room, I can point out one thing. There's one thing that got missed. It's a tiny little paint chip. Now this could have just been like the paint.
I couldn't even see it.
It's probably just the paint bubbled
Only
and
because
come
you
off.
pointed, I can see it.
Not a major damage, but something we need to take note of. Let's continue through.
No problem.
One thing you will see in new properties is, yes, it's a beautiful new bench top, but often when the builders are finished, they don't give a wipe over and you are left with dust. So sometimes what I do is I always keep like some little wipes, cleaning wipes in my car, and I'll just come and give it a wipe over. Yeah. Now, often you'll see things like this. Now sometimes this can just be a bit of dirt that will wipe off. You can see here that's not coming off, it's actually scratched paint a little bit. So these are a few things that we need to be careful of when we're checking any property. Marks on walls, any damages to anything. And in new properties in particular, notice if there's any dust on things, give it a quick wipe. If there's any little damages that don't have little blue stickers next to, make sure you make a note of it, notify the landlord of any damages where it's got a sticker or it doesn't have a sticker. But like I said, sometimes people might mistake this as a dirty mark and it's actually not.
So what about the appliances? Do you check them even in a brand new property?
Yes, so we make sure we turn on everything so you know the ducted heating is on. Main reason we check things is one, make sure they're working.
Sorry to interrupt. So you have to make sure the utilities are connected when you're doing this.
It's best to do your report when utilities are connected because otherwise you have no idea if any lights are working or any appliances are working. It's too hard to know. So number 1 is to make sure they're working. Number 2 is so that I know how they work. So when a tenant moves in, I can give them the best information on how to do a troubleshoot. If they can't get the heating to work, I know what the panel is. I can YouTube it as well.
You heard that, guys? This property manager, she knows how things work, how to do the troubleshooting. So you get a little bit of a knowledge and you educate yourself with those. So to facilitate the tenant very well, because
the
less complaint.
The landlord, also
Happy
the
landlord,
tradesperson.
happy landlord,
Yeah, so happy landlord. So if there is ever a problem with anything, if I know the make and the model number, It makes it so much easier for the tradespeople.
That's premium. Yeah. So you check all these appliances. Absolutely, this is stunning and very beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
look at this. I love the kitchen. Everybody knows that. And when I see a beautiful big, sorry for that, big kitchen with many burners, I love it. I love to use it, but leave it for the tenant.
Yeah, so you check all sorts of things. So you make sure lights are working here, fans are working, stove is working. Now, this doesn't mean that it's not working, it just means that the gas hasn't flown through.
Okay.
So after a couple of tries, it will fine.
Alright. And do you have to check all these drawers as well?
In every entry and execution report, you check outsides of cupboards, insides of cupboards. Entry condition report, brand new house, should have all the manuals.
Okay.
Okay, so all the manuals should be here.
So you leave it for the tenant?
Tenants will have a copy of it and we'll have a copy of it.
You have a copy of it as well.
So we take photos of them and we should take copies of them as well in case they get misplaced. There is always a note in their lease agreement that they have to leave all manuals in the property.
Wow, that's good. So what else you could show? What about when it comes to the outside of the property, Jessica?
Outside, so this is another thing that's a little bit different sometimes with brand new build property, is if you look outside, you'll see the gardens haven't all been completed.
This is normal, usual in the brand new properties?
Sometimes it is when I come to do an interior report, but quite often everything is completed by the time move-in date, or there will be a note in the lease agreement saying that it's booked in for a certain date, and that would only happen if the tenant and the owner have agreed upon that. So the property inside is ready, tenants come through, inspected it, they've been accepted, being told that maybe like the property will be fully complete, including outside, in 2 weeks' time, and they say they're happy to move in 1 week time, and the garden can be completed by then. Otherwise, you want everything done so you can do your whole report in 1 day.
So, and same thing with the rest of the...
Same thing as the rest of the house, so you check all walls, skirting boards, floors, roof, ceiling, doors, hinges, get photos of everything. Make sure you check if taps are leaking, so you turn on the taps in the bathrooms, the kitchen, leave them on for a few minutes, see if hot water is there, check if it's leaking underneath, check if there's stop taps underneath. And again, all of these things are 1, so I know where everything is. 2, I can advise the tenant where they are. 3, if there's ever an issue, I can notify the tradesperson what style of tap it is. If there's stop taps, we can stop, a leaking tap but still have to go to the rest of the property.
See, this is a very different question, but still related to this. So this is 4-bedroom property.
This is a 4-bedroom.
2 lounge and
Yep.
quite big. When it comes to a brand new property like this, how many photos you anticipate to take into your condition report? Like it varies, I do understand.
Yeah, it does
I just want a
vary.
rough idea, get a rough idea of all viewers.
A rough idea, so I'll just give you an example of the front entrance area. So for example, we'll take the front of the door, the handle, the side of the door where the latch is, the other side handle of the door, the other side of the door, either side windows, the entrance walls, the floor, and the ceiling.
What about doing videos? Do you do also a video of the property as well? I mean, we have a video of this property since we're recording this thing at the moment. So,
Well, this works in 2 ways. So if it was an entry report, often I've done a walkthrough video that I'm using to help promote the property when I'm advertising. So I already have a quick walkthrough video of the property. If it was a routine inspection, yes, I would do a walkthrough video as well for the landlord.
right. So, normally, what is your estimate? Like, how many hours of work we normally put? We know how serious you take this job, right? You're very good in this business. I know that because your client has told us that many times. So normally, how many hours you spend on one of these entry condition reports?
Entry report can take anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, depending on the property. A new property, I would say, is a bit quicker because, like I said, you shouldn't have too many marks or anything on walls. You still check everything, but you can take one general photo of the wall because there's no damages. If it was a lived-in property, you would take the general photo of the wall, and then you would take photos of any marks or damages.
I feel a bit bad about taking your time a lot today since you have to do for an hour to 2 hour entry condition report. So I'm trying to finish this as quick as possible. So I want to tell our viewers, you have to understand when it comes to Downs Premier Estate agents, our team, and especially with our property management team, you, Sam and White and all these guys, when they're working, they are taking the job very serious. That's what Jessica was explaining all this time. They don't want to make any mistakes. They try to minimize as much and have a complete comprehensive report for both landlord and the tenant. So that's good. So probably we could meet up again in another different kind of a property. We would like to see how you do work and show it to our viewers out there, because if any of them want to rent their property and get it looked after by a good agent, I think they should be calling
us.
She'll look after your property like her own property, guys, and we have 5-star rating for Jessica's work. So Jessica, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to have a chat with you and show this work what you're doing. And guys, Downs Premier Estate Agents, my name is Roshan, as I mentioned before, and I'm here with Jessica from the Knights of Real Estate. Thank you so much for watching.